Alright, scholars, it's time for tonight's video. Turn to page 29. Put your date in the corner. Today is the 12th. We are dividing a whole number by a fraction. This is what we did in class today, and you're going to write some notes so you have some steps for working through these. Okay? So, we looked at dividing a whole number, 2, divided by 1/3. So what this question is asking you, or what this problem is asking you, is how many thirds are in 2? Okay? So what we're going to do is have 2 wholes that we need to divide into thirds. So we're going to divide both of those 2 wholes into thirds. Okay? How many thirds did we get? We can count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6 thirds. Okay. From the picture you can see that there are 6 thirds in 2 wholes. 2 divided by 1/3 equals 6. So our next one we're going to look at is how many fourths are in 3. So in other words, we're asking you, what is 3 divided by 1/4? So we're going to take our 3 wholes, we're going to divide them into fourths. So we end up with 4 pieces in each group. You can count them up and we would get 12 pieces. There are 12 pieces, 12 fourths in 3 wholes. So 3 divided by 1/4 is 12. So now we can write our rule for division. We saw that a pattern, okay, that we talked about in class, and the rule was dividing by a number is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. And the reciprocal is when you are switching the numerator and the denominator. So 2/3 and 3/2 are reciprocals. 4 and 1/4 are reciprocals. Okay, you have to remember that any whole number is essentially can be written as 4 over 1 or the whole number over 1. Okay, so that when you think about it, you can flip the 1 as the numerator and the 4 to the denominator, so that 1/4 and 4 are reciprocals. And that's what's in our little thought bubble right here. Okay. So if we're saying that dividing a number is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal, we can come back right up here and we can say, oh, well, if we're dividing by a fraction, it's the same as coming back and saying 3 times the reciprocal of 4, which would be 4 over 1. Okay, and 4 over 1 is the same thing as 4. So we're essentially saying 3 times 4 and getting 12. Up here you can say the same thing. We had 2 divided by 1/3. That's the same thing as saying 2 times the reciprocal of our fraction, 3 over 1, which if you want to work it out the way we had worked it out yesterday, you would have said 2, the whole number, times the numerator over 1, gives you 6 over 1, and that is equal to 6. Okay, so be sure you get all your notes copied down. Over here on the back of 28, you're going to do some practice. There are 5 problems, and at the bottom, right here, you're going to just write reciprocals for the fractions that I've given you. Okay? Remember right here on these that say how many 4s in 4 and how many 8s in 3. That's the same thing as the the division sentence we had over here. Okay, so be sure you complete these 5 problems and your notes, and that's what I will be checking tomorrow morning. Have a great night, scholars.